Hello friends, welcome to Pathshala. Please do subscribe to my channel and also click the bell icon so that you will get a notification every time a new video is uploaded. In this video, we will learn about Chandrayaan-2 mission of India. This is an important topic for UPSC General Studies Prelims and Mains under Science and Technology section, which has increasing importance and weightage in the UPSC exams. So let's start the topic. The Chandrayaan-2 mission lifted off successfully on 22nd July 2019 from the Satish Dhawan Space Center, Shore, on its second attempt to place the satellite at a 6,000 kilometers more than what was planned before. The launch vehicle that carried the Chandrayaan-2 was GSLV Mark III M1. The GSLV Mark III vehicle has properly injected Chandrayaan-2 in the defined orbit. The orbit is 6,000 kilometers more than what was calculated. The satellite will have more life, more fuel, and more time to handle the maneuvers, said the ISRO chairman K. Sivan. This is a historical journey of India towards the moon and land at a place near the South Pole to carry out scientific experiments to explore the unexplored areas. The successful placing of the satellite in a geosynchronous transfer orbit is the first step in this very complex operation. ISRO aims to soft land the lander and the rover on the moon's surface on September 7th. Both the lander and the rover are expected to be soft landed at a high plane between the craters Manginus C and Simpelius N. This is a point on the moon where the lander and the rover would be at a point facing the Earth and would have started receiving sunlight by the September 6 and 7 window, enabling the solar-powered rover and the lander to work for a period of 14 Earth days. Chandrayaan means moon vehicle in Sanskrit. What is so special about Chandrayaan-2 is that it is an Indian lunar mission that will boldly go where no country has ever gone before, which is the moon's south polar region. The aim of this mission is to improve our understanding of the moon that will benefit India and humanity as a whole. With the launch of Chandrayaan-2, India will become the fourth country to land on the moon after the former Soviet Union, United States and China to mark its place among the world's spacefaring nations. On 18 September 2008, the then Prime Minister Manmohan Singh approved the Chandrayaan-2 lunar mission. Chandrayaan-2 is India's second lunar mission after Chandrayaan-1. Chandrayaan-1 assisted in confirming the presence of water on the moon in 2009. What happened initially was ISRO planned to tie up with Russia to develop the lander and orbiter for the Chandrayaan-2 mission. This lander and orbiter are some of the instruments of Chandrayaan-2 we will discuss later in this video. After that, but later what happened due to the time constraints and other reasons, Russia withdrew from the agreement. Let's see a few more details about Chandrayaan-1. Chandrayaan-1 was launched on 22nd October 2008. It played a crucial part in the discovery of water molecules on the lunar surface. An instrument called Moon Impact Probe of Chandrayaan-1 mission was sent to the moon to crash land on the moon's surface. ISRO said that the data sent by the Moon Impact Probe has shown evidence of the presence of water, which was confirmed through the studies produced by another instrument which was present on board of Chandrayaan-1 spacecraft, which is M3. It is also known as Moon Mineralogy Mapper. This has been put up by NASA. Now let's come back to Chandrayaan-2 mission. In Chandrayaan-2 mission, there are three things that are involved. They include a lunar orbiter, rover and lander. This mission completely is developed by the Indian Space Research Organization. The weight of the spacecraft is about 3,800 kilograms. The launch vehicle that is to be used for Chandrayaan-2 mission would be Geosynchronous Satellite Launch Vehicle Mark III, which is also known as GSLV Mark III. ISRO has named the lander as Vikram after the Indian space pioneer Vikram Sarabhai and the rover as Pragyan, which means wisdom in Sanskrit. The lander as well as the rover, they will have the Indian tricolor flag painted on them, and Ashoka Chakra will be imprinted on the wheels of the rover. Chandrayaan-2 will attempt a soft landing. We previously learned that Chandrayaan-1 did a crash landing, but Chandrayaan-2 will do a soft landing in a high plain between two craters, Manginus C and Simpelius N, at a latitude of about 70 degrees south. Among the three components of Chandrayaan-2, the orbiter and lander will be mechanically interfaced and stacked together as an integrated module and are accommodated inside the GSLV Mark III launch vehicle. But whereas this rover is kept inside the lander. After the launch of Chandrayaan-2 using the GSLV Mark III launch vehicle, the module will be placed into the moon's orbit using orbital propulsion model. The mass of this Chandrayaan spacecraft will be 3.8 tons. Chandrayaan-2, the lunar lander mission, will have 14 Indian payloads or study devices according to the ISRO. Let's see a brief detail about orbiter. Orbiter of Chandrayaan-2 will circle the moon and provide information about its surface. It will orbit the moon at a distance of 100 kilometers from the moon's surface. The payloads that are present on the orbiter include large area soft X-ray spectrometer, L and S band synthetic aperture radar, imaging IR spectrometer, neutral mass spectrometer, and terrain mapping camera too. All these payloads, they collect the information on lunar topography, mineralogy, elemental abundance, lunar exosphere, and signatures of hydroxide and water ice. The structure of the orbiter was manufactured by Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. The weight of this orbiter is 2,379 kilograms and it has an electric power generation capability of 1000 watts. At the time of launch, the Chandrayaan-2 orbiter will be capable of communicating with Indian Deep Space Network at Byalalu as well as the Vikram lander. The mission life of orbiter is 1 year and it will be placed in a 100 by 100 kilometer lunar polar orbit. Now let's see something about lander. The lander will detach from the orbiter and it will descend to a lunar orbit before attempting to land on the surface. It will make a soft landing and then release the rover. It will also perform some scientific activities for about 15 days. The payloads that are present on the lander include seismometer, thermal probe, Langmuir probe, and radio occultation. The lander of the Chandrayaan-2 will have 5 legs. The name of the lander is Vikram. Its weight is 1,471 kilograms and it has an electric power generation capability of 650 watts. The lander is designed to function for 1 lunar day, which is equivalent to about 14 Earth days. Next, moving on to the rover. The robotic rover Pragyan will probe the lunar terrain. Terrain is nothing but land or ground. Lunar terrain means the land on the moon. The rover of the Chandrayaan-2 mission will move semi-autonomously, examining the regolith's composition. Regolith means the layer of loosely arranged solid material covering the bedrock of a planet. The weight of the rover is 27 kilograms. It will operate on solar power. It has 6 wheels and will conduct chemical analysis on site. It will then transfer the data to the orbiter, which will send this back to the Earth's station. The payloads on the rover include laser-induced breakdown spectroscope, alpha particle-induced X-ray spectroscopy. The name of the rover is Pragyan, which has an electric power generation capability of 50 watts. It can travel up to 500 meters. It can also communicate with the launcher. Now let's see about the launcher. We previously also learned that the launcher of this Chandrayaan-2 mission is GSLV Mark III. The GSLV Mark III will carry Chandrayaan-2 to its designated orbit. This 3-stage vehicle is India's most powerful launcher till date and is capable of launching 4-ton class of satellites to the geosynchronous transfer orbit. The components of the GSLV Mark III includes S-200 solid rocket boosters, L-110 liquid stage, C-25 upper stage. Let's see some of the milestones that was set by Chandrayaan-2 mission. This Chandrayaan-2, this was the first space mission to conduct a soft landing on the moon's south polar region. Chandrayaan-2 is the first Indian expedition to attempt a soft landing on the lunar surface with homegrown technology. That means all the technology used in this mission are completely Indian. Chandrayaan-2 is India's first mission to explore the lunar terrain with homegrown technology. Chandrayaan-2 makes India the 4th country ever to soft land on the lunar surface. What is the cost of this mission. The cost of the Chandrayaan-2 mission is rupees 978 crores. This includes 603 crore rupees for orbiter, lander, rover, navigation and ground support network, and the remaining 375 crore rupees are for the heavy rocket geostationary satellite launch vehicle with the indigenous cryogenic engine. 5,000 PSLV used for Chandrayaan-2. PSLV is also our launch vehicle, which is Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle. If a question arises, why is GSLV used to launch Chandrayaan-2, not PSLV, means PSLV has its limitations. It does not have enough power to carry heavier satellites or to go deeper into space. PSLV can deliver a payload of about 1,750 kilometers to low Earth orbit up to an altitude of 600 kilometers from the Earth's surface. It can go a few hundred kilometers higher in the geostationary transfer orbit, but only with the reduced payload. The weight of the Chandrayaan-1 is 1,380 kilograms and Mangalyaan is 1,387 kilograms. That is the reason why both these missions, Chandrayaan-1 and Mangalyaan, used PSLV launch vehicle. But as the weight of Chandrayaan-2 is more than 1,750 kilograms, which is about 3,800 kilograms, PSLV is not the correct option. The Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle is best suitable for common satellites used for remote sensing, broadcasting and navigation that are below 1,500 kilograms and need to be put into low Earth orbit. To launch a satellite that is much heavier and which have a range of 4,000 to 6,000 kilograms and to be put into a geostationary orbits that are over 30,000 kilometers from the Earth's surface, the launch vehicles need significantly more power. For such purposes, we use the Geosynchronous Satellite Launch Vehicle. This Geosynchronous Satellite Launch Vehicle can carry heavier payload and travel deeper into space. GSLV Mark III, which is to be used for the launch of Chandrayaan-2, is the latest and more powerful. Previously, it carried and deployed the GSAT-19 communication satellite on June 5, 2017, and then the GSAT-29 communication satellite on 14th November 2018. How will this Chandrayaan-2 mission study the moon? We learned previously that Chandrayaan-2 mission is carrying 14 payloads to the space. One of them is Terrain Mapping Camera 2. Using this Terrain Mapping Camera 2, which is on the orbiter, the mission will produce images of the moon remotely from a 100 km lunar polar orbit. While the moon rotates about its axis, the orbiter gets a view of its entire surface from overhead. This data collected by the orbiter will be used to produce a 3D image of the moon's terrain. Again, another question, what is the need for this mission? Why do we need Chandrayaan-2 mission? The moon has a clean, fresh and original environment to study, and also it is closer than other celestial bodies to the Earth. Celestial bodies are nothing but space bodies relating to space, something, sky. Understanding how it formed and evolved can help us better understand the solar system and even the Earth itself. Learning more about Earth's space neighbor can help in advanced missions, and it can provide answers to questions like how the solar system and its planets has evolved. This is a piece of brief information about Chandrayaan-2 mission. I hope you enjoyed this topic. If so, please do like, share and subscribe. Also, post your views in the comment section. Thank you all. See you soon.